about those soul contracts. Welcome to the New Cosmic Knowledge channel. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. I'm your host, and we're here to try to give you some information on a daily basis that is going to have the potential to change your life also on a daily basis. We're in the middle of, I used to think of it more as the middle of a battle. But the more I think about it now, the more I ponder it, the more I consider it, it seems like we're in the middle of a great opportunity. We're in the middle of a time of promise. We're in the middle of a time where we're able to maximize and be who we are, do what we are, go where we will, and to really take control of our lives. And to me, that's very powerful. That's very inspiring. And that gives me hope to get up and go on each and every day. So today I want to talk about, first of all, I wanted to shut that door and forgot. I want to talk about soul contracts. I want to talk about soul contracts. And, I'm fairly new to the New Age. I've, been in the New Thought movement. I've come out of biblical Christianity 20 years as an Assemblies of God minister. Now, almost 20 years out of that. Time flies, and it flies whether you're having fun or not. So you might as well go ahead and have fun. But I'm not, I'm not up on all the New Age terms. I'm not up on all the New Age ideas. And as I've begun to be slammed in the face in a good way with this idea of twin flame experience, twin flame romance, twin flame oneness, I've come across another term called soul contracts. And there seems to be this ubiquitous belief. Ubiquitous means it's everywhere all the time. Everybody has it. There seems to be this ubiquitous belief within at least the New Age movement. And I think bleeding over into the less New Agey people like us, that there's these things called soul contracts. And there's this almost universal agreement that we come into this life with these things called soul contracts. Hey, Robert, I don't know why I haven't called you yet. I'm just so busy. I want to do what we're going to do. Robert and I have decided, and I've been using it for 30 days, to move forward with the production of some Ormus. We just have to work out the specifics, and it's going to be the best price in Ormus you've ever seen. And it's the best Ormus that I've ever used. And if you want, you can also have it infused with a specific intention. Might take a little bit longer to get it if you want it infused with intention, but we are ready to roll forward with that. We just have to work out some final details. Life should be an adventure, says Scotty Roberts, and I agree with it. As Mark Twain said, Scotty Roberts says, 20 years from now, you'll regret more of the things you didn't do than the things you did. So cast off from the safe harbor, set your sails to the winds, explore, dream, discover. That's why I love both Scotty Roberts and Mark Twain. So this idea of soul contracts, everybody seems to believe it. Everybody seems to accept it without questioning it. And I find that disturbing when anything is accepted without questioning. I even find it disturbing when my words are taken and accepted without questioning. I think there needs to be some questioning. I think you need to prove. I think you need to be your own guru, guide your own spirit. I think you need to ask questions. I think you need to question answers. So let's talk a little bit about this idea of soul contracts. And let me just give you, this is Elephant Journal or Elephant Blog or whatever that thing is called, but they're kind of, I guess they're like the elephant in the room, right? They're big. They know what they're popular. A lot of people believe them. So let's see what they have to say about soul contracts. And again, this is the Elephant Journal. And I think they pretty eloquently and succinctly summarize what most people that I have seen at least believe about soul contracts. Soul contracts, recognize them. So they're already saying they're real, recognize them, buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. And what I read here is And what I read in the minds and the thoughts of the people that are talking to me about soul contracts is that soul contracts are real. Soul contracts are binding. Soul contracts you can't get out of, and you just got to go through them. And it seems to me that the thought is that they're unavoidable. Have you ever met someone you feel an instant connection with, where the connection is so strong it takes your breath away? Yes, Sandra D'Angelo. Yes, twin flame. But I guess soul contract means that you have a karmic connection to people outside of a soul flame. So it could, outside of a twin flame. Oh God, there's probably going to be soul flames now. What are we going to do? But twin flame, romantic, together, creation. If you didn't see the show yesterday, Serpent and Dove, about twin flames, you've got to watch it. Absolutely one of the best programs that's been on YouTube this entire year. So it seems like soul contracts expand from just the idea of twin flame and take it into other areas of life. Heidi yesterday was talking about the possibility of her and Jenny being twin flames, and not in a lesbian way, but in a friend way. So maybe rather than them being twin flames, they would have what is defined as a soul contract. But here's where I want to just get you to think about this and get you to question a little bit and think a little bit. I recognize, the author says, that my soul contracts with certain people, I recognize them, didn't know how to describe them, but definitely knew. In my younger years, I would have told you that I had this way of knowing. I didn't know that the experiences that the soul contract would produce would be deeply painful, deeply difficult. Damn you, soul. Why are you always taking the bumpy route to enlightenment? So there's this idea, ladies and gentlemen, that soul contracts are unavoidable, and that soul contracts are binding, and that many times it can be difficult. Here's what he says. Our souls know when we come here what our life purpose is. Really? And they plant lots and lots of people, experiences, and lessons in our path to get us there. Really? These people and experiences are always leading us to our higher self, but there's tons of lessons we need to learn in order to reach that final destination. Really? Our souls know, really, when we come here, what our life purpose is. Really? I must have missed that part. And I talk to a lot of people every day. And I've talked to a lot of people that have no idea what their life purpose is. In fact, one of the greatest services that I offer is helping people find their great basic purpose. I know it's New Age dogma that everybody has a soul contract, that everybody comes here knowing what their life purpose is, and all these things are put in your place just because it's your soul contract, it's the agreements that you made. Somebody show me a soul contract. Somebody show me a soul contract. I want to see one. I want to see one. Our soul contracts, we make them before we come here. Who says we do? We make them before we come here. They push us. Without them, we may not have made it here. What says who? Says who? Not everybody's in tune with the contracts we've made with each other. Who says we've made them? I'll tell you the problem I have with it, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we're divine. I believe we're sovereign. I believe we're free. But if you come into this life with a binding soul contract or reams of binding soul contracts, are you divine? Are you sovereign? Are you free? Questions, ponder. Let me share with you something else that kind of bothers me, and I don't know if it bothers me, but it's something else that makes me want to question. And you know, that's what we do. We question answers. This is something else that makes me want to say, when We talk about this because a contract is a written or spoken agreement that is intended to be enforceable by law. A binding agreement, spoken, written, enforceable by law. Someone tell me where exactly divinity, sovereignty, and freedom fit into a life governed by binding soul contracts, 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 50, 100, that are enforceable by law. What law? Whose law? Are we divine or are we under law? Are we sovereign or are we under law? Are we free or are we under law? That's what a contract is. What's a soul? This body. Let me show you something that you may not have thought about. There's a little thing called predestination in the branch of Christianity that's known as Calvinism. As I'm reading the definition, I want you to tell me the differences between soul contracts and predestination in real, practical terms. No knee-jerk reactions, no emotionalism, no unicorn, fairy, pixie protestations, yeah. Predestination is a doctrine dealing with the question of the control that God exercises over the world. According to predestination, God freely and unchangeably ordains whatever comes to pass. God freely and unchangeably ordains whatever comes to pass. Soul contracts deal with the question of control that other souls exercise over your life. Soul contracts state that other souls freely and unchangeably ordain whatever comes to pass. What's the difference between predestination and a soul contract? But I made them. Really? Do you remember making the soul contract? Where's your copy? But I agreed to this. But did you agree? Or do you agree that you agreed because everybody tells you you agreed? One more point to ponder as we talk about this, and then I'll get in the chat room and answer some questions. Deal with the devil. A compact with Mephistopheles, a cultural motif where there is a pact made between a person and Satan or a lesser demon. Stick with me. Does a soul contract sound more like you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free? Or does it sound more like a pact with Satan or a lesser demon? Oh, I have contracts with other souls. Depending upon your theology, people might call those demons. You have a contract with other disembodied entities. What's the difference between a soul contract and predestination? What's the difference between a soul contract and a deal with the devil? And can you really be divine, sovereign, and free if you're subject to a multitude of multiplied multiplicities of soul contracts, which are enforceable by law, foisted upon you by other beings? I smell rat. Can you smell what the rat's got cooking? I smell a rat. I smell a rat. And as for me, if I've ever put a soul contract on anyone, I renounce that soul contract. I free you from that soul contract. It is null and it is void. And if I have ever agreed to any soul contracts, I renounce them. They are null. They are void. I am divine. I am sovereign. I am free. No soul contracts bind me. No predestination binds me. I am not linking my destiny or ceding my destiny to any other entity than entity that I look at in the mirror every morning. If that bothers you, I'm sorry, you might have to unsubscribe and go to another channel. I think soul contracts are another sneaky way that this fear and guilt control matrix have slipped in on us to get us to cede our sovereignty. I think the soul contracts are another slimy way that this fear and guilt control matrix, even through people that mean the best and have the highest of motives, that slipped in to suck away our sovereignty, our freedom. And it's another diabolical way, even by people that might mean good and might love unicorns and might have fairies in their gardens and might channel the Archangel Michael. It's designed to steal your divinity. I hope you'll at least think that over. I hope you'll at least contemplate. I hope that you'll at least say, there's a lot of connections between predestination and soul contracts. Do I really want to be in a contract that's enforceable by law? There's a lot of interesting correlations between a deal with the devil and a so-called soul contract. Do I really want to go here? Good morning, Robert. Life should be an adventure. Mark Twain. Not sure about soul contracts, but archons are real. And I was getting ruined by them until I broke them. You are picking up what I'm putting down, Benjamin Gordon. You can't rewrite your contract, by the way. Michelle Thompson, I very rarely disagree with you. If you're saying that I'm bound by some soul contract I made before I got here, I'm calling bogus and I'm breaking it. I've already broken it. It's busted. I got broke, busted, and disgusted. So I decided to break, bust, and disgust any and every contract that I've ever made or putting one under. And anyone that's ever been put on me, they're broken. They're busted. And I'm no longer disgusted. Hey, Jeff, can you send bands to the UK? Damn Skippy, I can. Archon soul contracts, says Deborah L. Smith, Breaking Dawn, can be broken. I agree with you. Greetings and salutations to Mark Center Saint. I don't want to come back with the souls I've been forced to be with. Buttheads, every one of them. Then opt out, none. Say, I don't want none of you anymore. BS on that. Thank you, Deborah. I agree with you. And I love Michelle Thompson, but I just happen to agree with her at this point. My spirit hates a cigarette, my flesh wins. Well, there's worse things, but I agree with you. Life finds a way without a contract. We write our own destiny. That's what I agree, Robert. Lawyers make contracts. And yeah, that's what we need in this world, more lawyers. But yet you're willing to put your spiritual sovereignty, freedom, divinity under the hands of spiritual lawyers. What? The lawyers we got in this world aren't bad enough? Come on, man. I'm a little bit passionate about this, but I think I'm helping you. I think I'm helping. This isn't really my new background. I'm at Sandra's house visiting. So this is Sandra's background. The idea of a binding contract removes free will. I agree. Whose law or will? I agree. No free will. Declare sovereignty. I did it. You should do it too. Root meaning of tract, drag, pull, as in a contract. Ooh, good stuff. I don't think, is the sound gone? I don't think the sound is gone. Is the sound gone? Is the sound gone? No, the sound is not gone. Just had to check that. Don't do me like that. You make an old man get all worried. Oh man, now I'm all flustered. Okay, so, yep, it's a breach of divine law. Again, divine law. I heard a devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. And that devil got shot right in the butt. I've learned from religion I was raised in that proxy work is allowed. Sounds like somebody was a Mormon. If the higher selves agree, that is. Rat bastard fooled us, I agree. Jeff is a superhero. Thank you, Scotty. I've broken any agreement I ever made. Yep. Like the aging Superman in Kingdom Come. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I know that was a rant, but I feel like somebody needs Warrior Princess. I salute you. I felt like somebody really needed to hear that, because my folks, we just can't believe these things that everybody believes. We have to use our head, as my father always said, for something more than a hat rack. Question the wisdom that says everyone has soul contracts. We all come here. We all have agreed. Bull pucky. I say no. It's another way to keep me from being divine, sovereign, free, 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and kicking butt and taking names in this lifetime. And if you think, let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just getting started. Tonight, we've got the Rapscallions heading at you, unless Scotty tells me we don't. You'll hear from Sandra D'Angelo later today. And I am Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. Remember, you're divine. You're sovereign. You're free. This is a little message to help you unindoctrinate yourself.